Hi, I'm Dave Kasel with 3T Cycling. We're introducing for the first time to our North American dealers the all-new Exploro frame. Let's take a closer look at what makes the Exploro so unique. We developed the first mixed surface performance bicycle. This frame allows you to run your conventional road geometry. It's got short chainstays, it's got typical angles for a road bike, super low weight, incredible stiffness, drivetrain transfer, and head tube rigidity. So it's going to ride just like the road bikes that you've been, these carbon fiber marvels we've been putting out in this industry for the last 10 years. What we've added is an aerodynamic boost with the aerodynamic tube shapes, as well as the tire clearance. So this show bike is built up with 45 millimeter WTB tires. So you can run a gigantic tire, but you can certainly outfit the bike with road tires if you're going to ride just on smooth roads. You can outfit the bike with a 650B wheel and run some of the new generation Road Plus tires.
Yeah.
So that gives you sort of this mixed surface terrain where you're riding on the surface of it's very smooth, but it gets you the flotation for getting off-road into gravel, some light trail use, cutting across a field to connect the next section of mountain bike trails or fire roads. So it's an incredibly versatile frame. We have two layup offerings. The lightest frame is 950 grams. So for an Aero frame that accepts disc brakes, it really has no drawback. There's no weight penalty to be had. During our development, we put this bike in the wind tunnel and we showcased that the aerodynamic improvement allows you to run a 40 millimeter tire with our Aero wheels and our Aero frame with no detriment versus an endurance road bike that has like 28 millimeter tires and round tubes. So that benefit allows you to keep up with everyone that's on their road bikes, but when you see that little ribbon of gravel path up into the hillside, you can just follow it and leave them behind.
I've heard I was talking to Bike Hugger, and just the other day about his experience with it, and that around like 15 to 18 miles per hour is when he started to feel this lift, which makes sense because, and everybody was, when I first started hearing about the bike, there was a bunch of, why do you need
Aero? Right, yeah.
But honestly, when you think about a lot of these races or a lot of times that you ride gravel, you're on a pretty straight road for very long distances.
Sure.
And you just start hammering. So that makes it, to me, it made total sense after I started thinking of it that way.
Yeah, and I mean, the Randonneur type bicycle or 650B large volume tire is not something new. Those were using on like touring bikes, or as I mentioned to this whole Randonneur crowd. What's new to this? Well, first of all, what's new to the industry is that 15 years ago there were no real gravel fondos. I mean, there was a much more unusual event than what you see today.
Yeah.
And now we have a whole series, right? I mean, you can start in the fall with, or you can start at the beginning of the season. There's the Rock Cobbler event out in Bakersfield, California, a 100-mile mixed surface event. And then go all the way through to the end of the season with the, Crusher and the Tusher, and those are competitive events. And you saw Ted King win the Dirty Kansas this year and average 20 miles an hour. Well, we know that there's sections that he's going 6. He's riding he's carrying his bike for in some cases. So there's certainly plenty of sections when you got that long flat stretch of road where you're ripping along at 27, 28 miles an hour. So anytime you're moving in air, aerodynamics helps you. So, and what's amplified is when you're doing an 8-hour race and you're averaging 20 miles an hour, this bike gives you, let's say, a 7-watt advantage over a round tube frame. Well, 7 watts may not be much, but amplified over 8 hours, it makes a significant difference.
Yeah.
Whether you use that to go faster or use that to conserve more energy, that's up to you, but there's certainly a benefit to be had there. And the industry has recognized that. You can't make a performance product in this industry without being aerodynamic anymore. You go over and visit Castelli or Pearl, they're talking about how aerodynamic their clothing is. You can go visit, 3T and check out our wheels. It's all about aerodynamics. The shallow box section wheels for road performance are gone. That's just not something that people are interested in. So aerodynamics, tires, shoe covers, all of that, helmets. It's a way to sort of cheat the wind and give yourself an aerodynamic benefit. So if your rides have a timer or a finish line, then the Exploro is the bike for you.
Nice. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. I appreciate the opportunity.
It was good looking stuff.
Thank you.